Hello and welcome to my show Indus Cuisine, and I'm your chef Basim Akhund. We're back with a new episode from the heart of Pakistan. Today's recipe is very interesting and it's a household favorite, which means that this recipe is cooked in most of the houses in Pakistan and it has been there for quite some time. Why? Because all the recipes that we cook, if it's a household favorite, it has been transferred from the grandmothers to their daughters, then to the generation in which we are. So it's a very easy recipe, and the recipe basically is hara masala pulao. Now you might be thinking, what does this name mean in Urdu? Hara means green, masala means the spices, and pulao means chicken cooked in the rice with all the spices all together. So it's a very interesting dish, and this dish will be serving around 5 to 6 people. What are the ingredients of today's recipe? They're very easy, and you have to just cook them in a very systematic manner, and you'll get a nice color, a flavor, and it will be super quick. So it's a one-pot recipe, but we'll be doing it in 2 different pots so that we can quickly do it for you. So we need some salt to taste, some chili flakes, you need some cumin powder, you need some coriander powder, you need some turmeric powder, some ginger, some garlic, which needs to be super fresh. Then you need a cup of oil. Apart from that, you need some fresh coriander, and mint leaves also need to be fresh. For this recipe, you need both the greens to be fresh, otherwise you won't get the best result possible. Apart from that, you need around 3 tomatoes, 2 big onions, 2 cups of rice, which I have just soaked already. This is basmati rice, and as everyone knows that basmati rice is a very famous rice that comes from Pakistan and it is sold throughout the world. Apart from that, we'll be using around 1.5 kilograms of chicken, which needs to be cut in bones. I've covered it over here so that nothing drops into it, because we do it open air for you. So now it's a very easy recipe. What we'll do first is we'll bring a pan and we shall bring it to heat. Once the pan comes to heat, we need to start basically adding things. So what I'll do is I'll keep this over here, increase the heat to full, and we shall add the oil first. Once the oil comes to heat, I'll let you know what to do next. But till that time, we'll just chop a few things. First of all, what do we need? We need 2 onions, which I have over here, and we shall keep the root on and finely chop the onions. For this recipe, the onion needs to be finely chopped. So I'll just cut it like this in front of you and make a cut in between, and just go super close. Keep it finely chopped so that you get the best result possible. Why? Because we need the flavor of this recipe to be very smooth. Slowly and gradually will take you a long way, remember that, and this is how it should be done always. Now just make these cuts as close as possible, because pulao needs a very smooth texture. If the texture is not smooth, you won't get the best result possible. And if you think that the onions are not fresh, keep them on the side. Why? Because it will also ruin the food. Okay, this is done. The onions are fresh over here, and for this recipe you need the onion to be not too old. So whenever you're buying the onions for this recipe, you need to tell the person who you're buying it from that we need onions which have not been stored for too long. Okay, just make these cuts, and we will use only 1.5 onions. Why? Because they're bigger than the larger size, because in Pakistan everything is organic, and at times you get a bigger onion and at times you get the smaller onion. It depends, and you won't find the same size always. So you have to improvise. It's all about improvising when it comes to food in Pakistan. Okay, so add this, and now what you'll do is you shall add around 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now you might be thinking, how will I cook rice in this? But the rice won't be cooked in this. We are just preparing the spices first. What I'll do is I'll add around 1/4 teaspoon of salt and start mixing it. You need to mix it so that the onion gets the perfect texture. And now pick up a ladle, press it down, and let the onion fry properly. So till the time this is frying, what we shall do is we shall pick up the blender. We'll keep it over here, and we'll take around 3 tomatoes. The tomatoes need to be large. If they're small, what you can do is you can basically use 4 tomatoes if they're medium in size. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to take the eye of the tomato out, keep it over here, and the only thing which we haven't processed is the onion till now. Slowly and gradually will take you a long way. Cut the tomatoes into 4 halves. So once you've cut the tomatoes properly, what you'll do is you shall just process them into a super fine paste. Why? Because the tomatoes, if they're not fine, you won't get the best texture possible for this recipe. If the pulao is not smooth, you will feel as if you're having some spices separately, which will ruin the whole texture of the recipe. Remember that. So increase the speed and process it until super fine into a paste-like texture. Good blenders just take around 30 seconds to 45 seconds. It's done. Now what I'll do is, as you can see, the onions are translucent. Do not make the onions brown. For this recipe, it needs to stay like this. Now what I'll do is I shall just basically pick up around 5 cloves of garlic. This recipe does have a lot of garlic in it, and this is how you will get the perfect flavor. What I'll do is I shall just smash the garlic first properly. Keep it over here in front of you. And if the board is wet, the garlic won't slip when you're basically pressing it against the board. Super easy, super close, will take you a long way. This is how it should be done always. When this is done, just clean the blade, scoop it up and transfer all of the garlic into the onions. Do not add the garlic before. Why? Because it will change the color, it will change the texture, and it will get overcooked. Now increase the heat to full and cook the garlic on high heat for 30 seconds. Now, as you can see, there's oil over here, so the garlic will cook properly, and also it will get a nice frying effect towards the outer layer, and it will let the flavor seep into the oil, which we need very importantly, you could say. Okay, apart from that, now what do we need to do? We need cumin seeds also. So what I'll do is I'll add the cumin seeds in the oil. Why? Because when the cumin seeds will be fried, they will release a flavor. If it was cumin powder, it would have been different. So now just mix the cumin seeds, and it's been 30 seconds, it's more than enough now. What I'll do now is I shall just pick up the tomatoes and I shall just toss them in over here. So add the tomatoes, shake it up and keep this at the back. Now mix it properly. And add another quarter teaspoon of salt, remember that. So we'll add another quarter teaspoon of salt and we shall mix it properly again. Now what I'll do is I'll give this a lid so that the tomatoes cook. We need to cook the tomatoes for at least 5 minutes on medium heat. Apart from that, when you see that the tomatoes go in fresh after processing, it has a pinkish reddish color, and when you basically cook it for a longer time, what happens is it gets a nice reddish color. That reddish color is also a color which will complement the recipe, and apart from that, it will give a very nice texture to everything. So till then this cooks, we'll go for a short break, and once we're back, I'll let you know what to do next. Don't go anywhere, keep watching Indus Cuisine. Welcome back. You're watching Indus Cuisine and I'm your chef Basim Akhund. During the break, I just waited for you, and as you can see that the tomatoes have a nice dark color and the oil has come up, which means the tomatoes are cooked nicely and fairly. Now what do we have to do? As you can see, the chicken over here is cut into small pieces. Let it be there. What I'll do is basically I'll change the board first, and I shall just make a few cuts on the leg pieces and the other pieces which are available. This would be so that the chicken cooks evenly and properly and it doesn't stay raw. So what I'll do is I shall just take the chicken out over here. Piece by piece we shall go. And the other ones are too small, so that for that you do not have to do anything else. I'll take my paring knife, which I haven't used for anything. I'll just make cuts like this. And this is done. So make cuts on it and let it just rest a bit, and this is how you have to go about it. Make a cut so that the blade basically hits the bone. When it shall hit the bone, that is when you'll get the perfect texture for this recipe, remember that. Slowly and gradually it will take you a long way and you will get the best flavor possible. Now this is done. When everything is done, what I'll do is basically I shall just put the chicken on the side again and then rinse my hands, and then I shall tell you what to do in the following step. So as you can see, everything is done. I've cut the chicken, I've made the cuts on the chicken also so that it cooks deeply also. Now what do we need? We need to basically start cooking this recipe in another way. So what I'll do is I'll keep the pan on the side. the tomatoes are cooked properly, and I'll basically bring a wok in front. You need a wok, why? Because you have to make the rice now. So the wok comes to heat first. So what I'll do is I'll increase the heat to full, and I shall just give it a lid. Apart from that, you can see that this jar or this jug has a lot of tomato in it. It's fine, we need to use this. Why? Because we will not waste anything. So what I'll do is basically I shall just pick up the mint over here, and as you can see there's some sticks. I shall just keep it on the side, pick up my chef knife and cut the base sticks. Why? Because they are mostly really tough. So now what I'll do is I'll pick the mint up and I'll keep it over here, and I'll just take a cup of water and I shall add it to the jug. Now we will process this until it converts into a super fine paste. Remember that. This will give you the best texture and the best flavor. So now increase the pressure. And as you can see, this is done. Now what I'll do is I'll keep it over here momentarily. On the other hand, as you can see that the pan has also come to heat. So what I'll do is now I shall start cooking. So first of all, what I'll do is I shall just pick up everything from this and transfer it into this. So hold it like this and transfer all the oil. So scrape it out. Why? Because that has all the real flavor. Do not waste anything. This goes on the side. Keep a lid on top of it. And now just mix it up again. Now the tomatoes are hot, and this is what we need. What I'll do is I shall just clean up a bit, which I have already, and now we shall add the mint to it. The mint and the water in that will go into this. It will get a nice color, a nice flavor, and this will also get cooked. Now what I'll do is I shall just rinse this, and then I'll show you what to do next. So now what you have to do is you have to start mixing this. We've just added a quarter teaspoon of salt before and quarter later. Now what will happen is we will add another quarter teaspoon so that you get the proper flavor you want from this recipe. The salt goes in, start mixing it. As you can see, it's getting thick as we go. This is how it needs to be cooked. And now comes the time to add some spices. We'll add some red chili flakes, around 1 teaspoon, that's it, some coriander powder. And then we'll be adding some turmeric powder. Whatever you've used goes at the back. Why? Because you don't need it anymore, and keep the counter super clean. Okay, now mix this so that the spice is cooked and it gives a very nice flavor to the food over here. Keep mixing it properly. And now what I'll do is I shall just give this a lid momentarily, not for too long. So I'll pick up the lid over here, place it on the top, and then as you can see the jug is super clean. What I'll do is I'll pick up the ginger, I'll keep it over here, and we shall make some ginger water. Why? Because that will give the flavor to the recipe over here, and it will also give a nice aroma. So what I'll do is I'll take another half cup of water, place it over here and process it till it's super fine. As you can see, the ginger is properly mixed with this. There are no particles in this. You should just keep the lid over here. It smells amazing. Take the lid off, increase the heat and add the water in this. So we're making it into a very smooth texture based recipe. Why? Because that is the best way to cook. Now pick this up and always keep it where everything belongs. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll start mixing this. And we shall now add the rice with the water it's basically sitting in. So increase the heat to full, transfer all of this, and now keep this at the back. Try sourcing out as much as you can. Why? Because wastage will take you nowhere in life, remember that. So mix it up and keep the heat full. You have to mix it so that all the flavor basically starts mingling with the rice, and it will give it a nice texture, and it will get cooked very nicely also. Now what I'll do basically is I shall just give it a lid again and keep it on high heat. Now you need the same processor because it has a lot of ginger in it. We will now add some coriander. So what I'll do is I'll take coriander, which should be equal to a cup, and also the sticks of the coriander. It will go in again, and we shall add another cup of water. We're going step by step so that we can basically cook it very nicely and properly. So now what I'll do is I shall just add around 1 piece of garlic, place a lid on top, and now process this into a super fine paste. Also keep it over here or start mixing it. As you can see, this is also done. Now I'll take the lid off again, and the boil has come. We shall add all of this to the food over here. Now you do not need this anymore. What do you need next? You need to bring this to boil again after just mixing it a bit. Now the rice is cooking in all the spices, in the water, in the paste, which will give it a very nice flavor, a reddish and greenish texture also as we follow. Okay, now the last step for this recipe is to basically fix everything first and pick up the chicken and transfer it over here. The chicken needs to be added, and now this will cook for at least 15 minutes with the lid on. So I shall just move this, let it rest smoothly, and we shall give it a lid. Once the boil comes, I shall just reduce the heat a little bit and let it rest for 15 minutes. So till then this is cooking, we'll go for a short break, and once we're back, I'll let you know what to do next. Don't go anywhere, keep watching Indus Cuisine. So as you can see, today's recipe is ready. It was very interesting, very easy, and I've dished out for only a single person. The remaining is over here. I'll see you in another episode of Indus Cuisine. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.